is Natalie over at Coda CrossFit Native, going over Tuesday's workout. We are in a test week, finishing up things that we were working on in the past. And then today, we're actually working on some things that we're gonna be working on in the future. So you see that today with the 15 minutes to find your 5-rep bench press. This is a fun day because you don't have any tempo or pauses or anything like that. So they can just go for it, and all your bros and lady bros can really find what their 5-rep is with no contingencies or anything like that. I would really suggest that they keep things like under control, not slamming into that sternum, and keeping your shoulders in a good position. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. Make sure you read your coach's notes. I'm not kidding. You have to read them today, right? Because we want to set up this rower up really fun and in a different way. So 4 by 500 meter row time trial, which is a 2,000 meter row. Notice that your third 500 time and your second score is the total time. But they're just literally rowing 2,000. But on their monitor, they're gonna see their 500s. It's gonna be like kind of in intervals without actual any rest. So make sure you watch that video and maybe even practice on your own so you know exactly how to do your classes, how to set this up. As far as like when you start thinking about how class is gonna go today, you know, this is 15 minutes and this is really not quite 15 minutes, but about it once you get everything set up. So 30 minutes of working time and then 30 minutes of transition and warming people up. If needed and you have larger classes, today would be a totally okay day to flip-flop and have, you know, some people over here on part A, some people over here on part B, depending on how many rowers that you have. That way you don't have people standing around for 15 minutes waiting on a rower. So I would suggest probably having the guys start with the bench press, ladies start with the row, and then flip-flop after that, and you kind of have like a transition time. And that would still give people able to have partners here for spotters and things like that. All right, so during the warm-up, you got probably 15-minute warm-up. You can go back and forth between rowing techniques, really drill, you know, consistent and efficient pulls, and making sure that every pull looks the same, which we've been doing a lot of rowing. You could even have that line graph again if you've been playing around with that at your gym, and that shows them that consistent pace. And they could set that up, you know, for their row today, and so that they know that's gonna help them stay on pace, stay consistent, and then, you know, they're gonna be able to see their pulls. So going back and forth between shoulder stuff for bench press and then some rowing, making sure their shoulders stay nice and in good block positions. And because it is 5-rep max, I would talk about their lower body too. Like their feet need to be planted. Some of our shorter guys and ladies, they can get their feet elevated with some plates or something like that so that they actually feel locked in. So I would suggest today really going over what their form of the bench press needs to be. And then back to that warm-up, band pull aparts. You could do some light dumbbells with Cuban presses, just working on push-ups, and then maybe even like some lacrosse ball mobilizing stuff. You might have people that were sore from their muscle-ups, pull-ups, push-ups, all that kind of stuff from the day before. So good day to maybe play around with a lacrosse ball or do some stuff on the rig, extra stretching and that kind of thing. So really fun day. Get them excited for this row because they're gonna wanna wuss out, and then make sure you watch your video for the row. Have some fun.